Hello everyone, perhaps unbelievably, my name is Ali Plum, and it is truly my absolute pleasure to be your Q&A host this evening at the European premiere of Alien Earth. Another round of applause, please!
Now it's time. Thank you so much. Now it's time to welcome to the stage, keep that applause going, as we welcome Samuel Welkin. Series creator, executive producer, writer and director, one Noah Hawley. Before we begin, did we all forget to not wear our shoes? Just me. Just you. Okay. Well, that's why you're there. Noah, should we start with you?
No.
Oh, you know, Noah, could you please tell us the origin story of Alien Earth for you? 5 years was mentioned. How did this all come about for you?
Yeah, it's been a while. I think Ridley has made 4 movies since we've been making this series. So, and we made 8 hours. So, it started for me about 5 years ago with a conversation with FX when they suggested that they could get the Alien franchise for television, and did I have an idea? And the problem with me is if you ask me if I had an idea, I'm going to have an idea. And so I came up with this initial concept of the transhumanism, the children in adult bodies, because I feel like an Alien is a 2-hour survival story, but a television show is about the survival of humanity itself, and who's more human than a child, right? They don't know how to lie. They don't know how to pretend they're not afraid. So that's where it started for me.
And David, I gather you approached many times with thoughts around an Alien TV series. What made this pitch, this idea from Noah so special?
I think because Noah is the type of creator who sees mountain peaks that we can't bear witness to. And I think the experience of making this and watching the process of how Noah works with his team, the ambition, the aspiration, just taking on this kind of IP to begin with was an extraordinary undertaking. But I mean, it's one thing to deliver a great pilot. What I think continues to astound me is what an incredible series he delivered. And it's something wholly original and wholly his own.
Shivers. Okay. Turn to our cast. Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. I was wondering, what does it mean to be part of a franchise, of a world like Alien? And who would you say is the biggest Alien geek in the cast? Who really knows their stuff? Babu, you're chuckling.
I think Sydney.
Sydney, I was
Yeah.
I think Babu and I both watched it around the same age,
Age,
which was way too young.
Way too young.
10 years
Both
old,
wonderfully
sort of?
scarred from
9, 10.
Parents are in the house now.
Round of applause, please, for those parents to make a great decision. Thank you so much. And what does it mean? Who really was on set going, pinch yourself moments? Because, Babu, we talked before we even got started here. We saw in that episode you come face to face with a xenomorph.
Right.
Tell me that was surreal for you.
Yeah, you thought it was,
I worried, and then I knew I shouldn't worry.
yeah, you assumed that it was some sort of green screen thing.
There'd be
going
some
on there.
trickery,
No.
but no.
It was Cameron Brown, who's a vegan from New Zealand, dressed in a 8-foot suit, snarling in your face, KY jelly dripping out of his mouth. Yeah, it's scary.
Noah, David, how important was it to have practical effects be such a big part of the show?
I mean, I think it's meaningful both to the cast and I think audiences know when something's real and not real, and we've gotten very good at tricking them, but usually what you need is some realistic element in the shot. And the thing with horror is that your imagination does most of the work for you, so you don't want to see the monster for too long. You want to see the shadows, you want to see the open door, and you know, if the shot is you know, half a second, then, you know, you've got a tail on a fishing line, and that's probably gonna work. You know what I mean? But the impact on the actors, I mean, you know, Alex can tell you, it's, you know, it's no pretty thing, take after take, to, you know, to enjoy the, enjoy the experience of the alien.
Yeah, but as you say, there is something nice about. It's really easy to run away scared from xenomorph when there's really a man just as a xenomorph chasing you. So.
It's really fast.
I thought you were going to say there's something really nice about the KY jelly.
That too.
Alex, Sydney, you play siblings here. Did you get time to bond before the show started?
I mean, yeah, we did. I just fell in love with you, like, right.
Oh, come on.
No, I really did. It's probably very annoying. But we sent music. You sent a song to me, and then we kind of started doing little voice notes back and forth. First was us, and then kind of turned into our characters just talking about, you know, the kitchen table and random little memories.
Ice Age.
Ice Age.
Ice Age. I sent you that beautiful song by Anony, You Are My Sister. It's an amazing script. And Anony played here at the Barbican, so it's sort of, anyway.
I was saying to Noah earlier, it's nice that they built this building in honour of the show. I felt, Sydney, when you have, what is it, 4 children hanging off your arms, I went, that is the Barbican. Right? It has to be. It has to be. We have here a synth, a cyborg, and a hybrid. Would you guys like to talk more about the acting challenges of playing those individual parts? Timothy, maybe do you want to talk a bit about playing an android?
No. You know, Noah writes these lovely things down. You just memorize them and show up.
Hit the mark, say the lines.
People tell you what to say, they tell you what to wear, they tell you where to stand. It's really not that difficult. Speaking of performances, though, these people lovely work. Did you see that? But also, there's a tremendous amount of people out there in the audience, because we don't have enough chairs, that also did some incredible work. I want you guys to know, as this show goes along, as much as that monster continues to be thrilling, and all the monsters, the performances are the thing, and the characters are the thing that really wake you up in the middle of the night the next day.
Let's jump over to you, Samuel. I want to talk a little bit about your character. When did you unlock him? Was it when the shoes came off, or maybe the dressing gown? When did you feel you knew, boy?
I really fought hard for the bear.
I can tell.
And there was a day when I remember it wasn't even a shoot day. It was like a day 0 pre-shoot day, and a scene that you'll see in episode 2, Essie, the beautiful Essie, who plays Dame Sylvie in the show. We were kind of first up on the schedule, and you know, we got in the room and looked at the chairs, and I had my shoes off, and you just end up like sat in a chair like that, and I was like, that's the character. Like he walks in and sits wherever he wants, however he wants.
He's a zillionaire.
Yeah, he's a real piece of crap. Yeah.
No, was that in the script? Real piece of crap?
Yeah, it was a little written a little nicer, but the sentiment was there.
Yeah, I got the gist when I read that.
Spending hours on set just staring. You do a great job there, looking at that screen. Now, Babu, can we talk a bit, because you get to be on the USS, sorry, let me get it correct.
USCSS.
I knew you'd correct me, quite rightly. Maginot,
Yes.
which reminds me so much of the Nostromo.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the physical, practical set design, the buttons, the keys? Because as an Alien fan, and there are many here in this room, just hearing the synths to begin with, and then the typeface coming into view, level of detail. Let's
The
talk about that.
nostalgia, I mean, it was incredible because you walk into this huge studio and there's the set of the Maginot, but it just felt like a spaceship. and it also feels like the Nostromo, which, even Noah, all of us, 100 people on set became children immediately, clicking buttons, trying to take pictures, looking at things like we've never seen it before, incredible. And then going into the room, talking to Mother. That was my first day on set, so.
Your first day was saying mother.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
But I just have to say, Ridley's reaction was no different than theirs when he first saw it, because that was based on his set. And what Noah and his team, Andy Nicholson, the production designers here, what they were able to recreate for the purposes of landing an audience in the original analog aesthetic of this was extraordinary. I won't say what Ridley's actual words were, but say it.
When you translate something from film to television, the most important thing is authenticity, that feeling that we understand what Alien is, and that's why it was important in the sort of recreation, the homage, the pacing, seeing them wake up, seeing the sort of Altman-esque overlapping dialogue of the breakfast, they're smoking, they're eating. I think what tells the audience we were making the movie that they love.
And we did get the actual plans out of the Disney vault. All right, he said, "Fuck me, that's my set."
We all sort of half knew that's what Ridley Scott said. Sydney, it's I imagine a bit of a head trip wrapping your head around this character. You're a child in an adult's body. There's so much to come to terms with. But I need to know, did you get to keep the small stuffed walrus?
I don't know if I can talk about this stuff.
That is a massive spoiler rally. Why did you bring up the stuffed walrus? Tell me about finding your character, please.
Well, all I'll say about the stuffed walrus is
Okay.
someone up here helped me sneak one walrus. I wonder who it was.
Sally was such a bad radio player.
Yes, my cats love it.
I don't even know what a walrus is.
I know. Don't worry about it. It's all good. That's all I can say.
Okay. Well, let's head back to Wendy. What does she mean to you? Because she's a challenge to be sure.
Yeah, I really feel like Wendy is a collaboration of everyone up here and all of the actors out here. I was really able to fall into her as I did a scene with each and every character, with each and every actor. Working off of everyone gave me new colors of Wendy each and every time, and especially with Alex, he's Wendy's heartbeat. I love you so much. But he just made it so easy because I fell in love with you. You're my brother now. Sorry. But yeah, she's a really, really fun character to play. She's much cooler than me, which was really fun to play. So.
Now, I want to wander a few more questions actually from David and Noah. Could you tell us a bit about, how can I put this, the other life forms? Because I don't want you to give away spoilers here, but 5 are mentioned. What can you say?
I can tell you why I introduced them, which is, in adapting these films, the first thing that I do is I try to figure out what the movies made me feel and why, and then create those same feelings in you by telling you a different story. And the one feeling that you can't produce in an audience is the discovery of the life cycle of the xenomorph. We all know it, right? And so that sort of genetic revulsion that you felt at every stage is a little muted. And so the only way to produce it is to create new creatures that you don't know how they breed or what they eat, and every moment seeing it crawl down the back of your shirt and into your helmet, and there's that feeling comes back that is such a seminal part of Alien, and so that's why I introduced them. And then it was always function over form. We spent a lot of time in the writer's room just trying to gross each other out as to what was worse. The one-upmanship was profound.
I'd say tying 2 soldiers to a pipe and then slugs. Not the right word. Was that one of yours?
Yeah. No, there's a thing that for me, it's like comedy and horror are the same. right? It's tension, 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 release. And so those situations that I knew that I had gotten them when I just started to laugh because it felt so awful for an audience to have to experience that. So you're welcome.
Does that ring true for the cast? Were you ever in front of, you know, a xenomorph and just you had to laugh?
I was scared. I was genuinely scared.
Until he takes up his helmet, he's like, "Hello guys, I'm Ken."
Eating his celery. Yeah. Loved it.
Celery and hummus pots. So.
I'd be desperately trying to get Timothy to laugh because you, in full stoic mode with your hand on your hips, I'd be like, I've got to break him. Anyone manage it? Anyone get Timothy to go?
Timothy's really cheeky and really playful. There's a glimmering always in his eyes, so he's actually about he's trying to show you a good time.
I see.
Show you a good time. He's trying to destroy you with comedy. I felt like we had a pretty good crack. There's some scenes later on because I feel like our characters are kind of two different types of intelligence. So yeah, I think we had loads of fun seeing who's gonna crack first.
All professionals, of course. And speaking of, without giving away too much more, and we don't have that much more time, I'm sad to say, but without giving away too much more, what can you tease us, dear cast, with what's still to come in the future, with the next 7 episodes? What are you allowed to say?
Oh, you're looking at me, you said cast, so I don't want to just be.
Yeah, that's what.
I mean, even if you have 60% of the best horror and action around, you still have 40% of what are we talking about? What's the show about? And that's what I'm proudest of, is that this is really the story of where are the grown-ups, right? Here are these children and they've been put into these adult bodies and they're expected to be adults and they're looking around and their role models really suck, right? And so much of what Alien is the moral horror, right? Of you know, Sigourney has this line, at least they don't fuck each other over for a percentage, right? There's something about these children and we're rooting for them to find their way. And you know, I think we all have that feeling in our own lives of looking around at the world and going, where are the grown-ups?
So much better than my answer. I'm so glad you took it.
Okay, good.
Because I really was going to say it's just really good.
Yeah.
And yet, it feels like it's about something.
Yeah.
You
I
just,
would have come right in there.
you would have been there.
Yeah.
That's as far as I got.
Absolutely nailed it. Let's end on that. A round of applause, please, for the camera. One second though, of course, embargoes. We must remember that we just have just social reactions for now.